Everybody and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up and Co. This is race 2 of our Sunday Championship. I'm with the Pro Split 2 guys, which would have been League 1 in old money. I think. Very confusing, this Pro Split, Pro Am and all. Can we not just go back to League of Champions 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, please? Because this is so confusing. I think I'm with the Pro Split 2 guys. Anyway, it is race 2. We're at Dragon Trail Seaside. I did have my track back and I've lost it. Never mind, I'll find it. Don't worry, there it is. Yes, we're over in Croatia at Dragon Trail Seaside. 3.2 miles, 17 turns of chaos. As we found out in race 1, it can turn your race upside down in one corner, which unfortunately is what happened to a few of the guys, notably Brian Moncarney. Started 14th, got himself all the way up to the dizzy heights of 5th or 6th, if I remember right, and ended up back down in 14th after a couple of incidents. Same with Gower, leading for most of the first part of the race, and one of the curbs just got hold of him, threw him around, and there we go, all the way back down to, I think, 6th in the end. So, a great track for throwing incidents up. Not so sure the guys like it, but there you go. So let's just have a look. This one's a reverse grid, and there will be a pit stop for this one. It is hard and medium tyres to be used for a minimum of 2 laps. So they're pretty much the rules. Let's crack on, shall we, and have a look, see where everybody is. So reverse grid, as I've said, Brian Moncarney in that kissy. Nate said, ready to rock and roll. Yes, it is. Good to have you back with us. Just looking at Brian Moncarney's very different with the eyelashes and the lipstick. I'm not sure I want it chasing me, but Brian Moncarney is on pole, so he's not chasing anybody at the minute. P. White is in P2. Then we've got Bloomfield. He is 3rd on the grid. Paul is 4th. Race 1 will be one he'll want to forget, so Paul will want to redeem himself in this race, I am sure. He's had a nightmare in race 1. Stubbs, likewise, will be looking to get something out of this weekend's racing. He starts 5th on the grid for race 2. Then we've got Mika in 6th. What a battle he had with Harry Poppins. These two really are becoming the nemesis of each other. Mika is 6th. Harry Poppins is 7th. Then we've got Grasshopper in 8th. Gower in 9th. Dizzy 10th. Silly Shot 11th. Then we've got our podium finishers for race 1. We've got Chuck in 12th at the minute. Nath is 13th. What a great race he had in race 1. And Dan, our race 1 winner, starting down in 14th and on the hard tyres. We will have a look and see what everybody else is on in a second once we get this race underway. So back to normal camera. Let's get them lights lit and then out, and we can get going. It is good that the sun has come up and you can see it glistening off those cars. But we can actually see a bit more of the cars, the track, etc. in the daylight. And obviously the crowd can see, and they're the ones that have paid the money to come watch these guys. As we head down through turn 1, it is P. White has got himself in front of Brian Moncarney already as they go into this chicane, and this is where all the chaos happened in race 1, but it looks like we have all got through. So well done, everybody, that we are still going. Maybe we'll make up for it in the next couple of turns. Shall we? Let's sorry the camera's flicking around. I'm just trying to make sure everybody is getting through, and it does look like they are. So all good stuff so far then. So out in front is P. White. He's leading from Paul in 2nd. Then we've got Bloomfield in 3rd. Mika in 4th. He's having a battle with Stubbs at the minute. Brian Moncarney in 6th. Grasshopper in 7th. So Mika, actually, it's a great start for Mika. Where did he start? I've forgotten now. He started 6th, did Mika. He's up to 4th, I believe. Yeah, he is. So good start for Mika then, as we head down towards the chicane for the first time. Now then, I'm going to go with one of the guys at the back because we just want to see what's happening. In fact, that is one hell of a battle taking place, isn't it, up ahead? Let's get high and up and see what's happening. Everybody taking it very cautiously through there. On the hard tyres is Chuck. Quite a battle raging here. Look at this going on here for P10, I think it is. We've got a Silly Shot in 11th, Brian Moncarney in 12th. Nath on the inside in 13th, and then Chuck just biding his time in 14th. Nice little move there from Chuck, getting himself on the inside. He's now alongside Brian Moncarney. We've got Dizzy sniffing around in the back as well. Dizzy's decided to pick up the slipstream from Brian Moncarney, and that's why Chuck is being left slightly behind. So Chuck just having to slot in behind once again. Back up to the top and see what's happening, shall we? I say back up to the top and I press the wrong button. Let's go to 5th instead, as Stubbs is chasing Bloomfield. We've got Mika in 3rd. He's making his way through the grid really well. In fact, we will go to the top and we'll have a look at the tyres, shall we? P. White out in front then. He's on the racing hard tyres. Remember, it's got to be a minimum of 2 laps. Not quite sure what lap they'll come in on this one. Probably, I think, round about lap 6, something like that. I'm not sure. Paul in 2nd, really giving P. White something to think about. Paulie is all over the back of P. White. Paulie's on the medium tyres, so Paul will want to get past P. White as soon as he possibly can, so that he can really start to use the softer compound tyres to their full advantage. P. White holding him up at the minute, which is great for P. White, but now I think Paul has decided enough, and he's gone for it as they get towards the chicane. So Paul takes over the lead of this race just ahead of P. White. Not a lot P. White was going to do about that. It was inevitable being on the hard tyres. Then we've got Mika just behind, also on the hard tyres. Now P. White just having a bit of a touch of the barrier there has allowed Mika to go through. So Mika now moves up into P2. He's also on the hard tyres, as is P. White. Then we've got Stubbs on the mediums. Again, he'll want to try and catch up to the likes of P. White and Mika and make a move on them as early as possible. Then we've got quite a battle taking place between the 4 cars just behind. We've got Bloomfield in 5th. He's on the hard tyres. Then 3 abreast. Let's just stick with these guys. We've got Harry Poppins. We've got Grasshopper. We've got Gowers in there. Harry Poppins in 6th at the minute. That's what's Harry Poppins on. Harry Poppins is on the medium tyres as he goes side by side with Gower into the chicane, and how the pair of them got through there, I do not know. But Harry Poppins has dropped to 7th with Gower taking up that 6th position. Gower on the medium tyres. Harry also on the mediums. Grasshopper's in there on the mediums. Dan on those hard tyres, just trying to stay in touch with the guys in front of him. He knows that they're going to have to switch to the hards when he switches to the mediums, so just wants to hang on to the coattails for the time being, does Dan. Then we've got Nath in 10th. He's on the hard tyres. So is Chuck, Silly Shot, and Dizzy also on the hards, with Brian Moncarney down in 14th, also on the hard tyres. But back up to our race leader at present, it is Paul. He is starting to open up a very small gap back to Mika, who is on those hard tyres as they come around turn 12 then for the 3rd time, heading towards that chicane. I've not been drinking over, don't worry, I've not spilt it. It's one of those little sippy cups, so I don't spill it, because I'm always knocking it over. Anyway, Mika is in 2nd as they go through the chicane. Then we've got Stubbs in 3rd. This is better from Stubbs in 4th at the minute. Oh, he's got a bit of damage at the front, so did he hit the barrier as he came through the chicane? Let the place go. So P. White now moves back up into P3. I think he dropped down to 4th, didn't he, as Stubbs went through. But P. White is in 3rd. Stubbs is in 4th. Then we've got Gower sitting in 5th with Grasshopper in 6th. Oh, look at Harry Poppins and Bloomfield battling away. Let's jump on board with Bloomfield as we have a good old sniff around the rear end of Harry Poppins' Jag. Into the chicane then we go at turns 2 and 3. Quick look behind us. Dan is there and thereabouts, so he needs to keep an eye on that. Nice, and he's took a lot of curve, did Bloomfield, but managed to keep it on the tarmac. Now can really cut that corner. I like to cut that corner. Just keep my left hand wheels on the curb bit. These guys are really trying to take it easy though, and I don't blame them. Obviously they're in a lot quicker car than I am. As Bloomfield takes us through the S section, past the crowd, giving them a wave as we go, as we start the climb up this slight hill before the descent down. Now then, we'll stick with Bloomfield just for now, so we can have a look and see. You can see all of the drivers' yachts. As I say, that big one in the background there is Harry Poppins. It's not a cruise ship. And then if we just look to the left as we come through, let's get out of here and see if we can see it better. No. If you look to the left there, you can just see the tops of the private yachts. They belong to the drivers, and it's where they park ready for race weekend. Can we see them on the right? No, we can't. Never mind. As Dan really gives Bloomfield something to think about as they come through the chicane. He's having a right good sniff around the rear end of Bloomfield's Jag. heading towards the final turn at turn, what is it, 17. Bloomfield holding on to P8 on the hard tyres, the same as Dan Dan. Let's go up a little bit and see what's happening at the top. We know Paulie's out in front on those medium tyres and trying to open up quite a decent gap. Mika though just trying to stay in touch. He's on the hard tyres and currently sitting in P2. Stubbs in third with Gower in fourth. Then Grasshopper in fifth. P White, Harry Poppins. Them two are having a great battle. Look at the livery on that. I love that livery of Harry Poppins' car. And let's just have a better look, shall we? Because I do like it. We've got Harry Poppins on the back there. I mean, that's a great colour combination there. So if you've done that, Mr. Poppins, then well done to you. I absolutely love it. So Harry Poppins in 7th. Then we've got Dan Dan in 8th. Bloomfield in 9th. Nath in 10th. Chuck in 11th. Silly Shot 12th. Dizzy, and then Brian Moncani down in 14th. So, Brian getting a little bit twitchy there. Now then, as we're on lap 5, I'm not quite sure when the guys are going to do their pit stops. We have it's a 16 lap race, so I'm not quite sure when the pit stops will start kicking in. It'll be the hard running guys, the guys on the hard tyres that are going to come in first. The guys on the mediums, obviously we want to take them as far as they can. It may even be the fuel that will bring them in. I'm just looking at Paul, the fuel gauge on Paul's car, just over the halfway mark at the minute, and we're not even at halfway through the race yet. So maybe you've got to keep an eye on it. I'm not so sure, but it may be fuel that brings them in. So as we go down, let's have a look and see where the battles are. At the minute, it looks like it is Gower holding on to P3 with Stubbs just behind him in P4. We'll go on board with Stubbs as we chase Gower down through turn 1. Now then, Gower, is he going to go defensive and stay to the left? Well, Stubbs has already made his mind up for him. I think he was absolutely adamant he was going to go around the outside, and if he can pull this one off, then what a great move that was from Stubbs. Let's just go back and have a look. It is not easy to overtake there, and you've got to get absolutely spot on track position as Gower tries to challenge him. Didn't touch. Brilliant racing from the pair of them. There was no contact whatsoever as Stubbs goes through, and now they're still side by side through turn 5. Gower decides no, it is time to just back out of this one. It's just too tight around here. Now he's having a go as they go through turn 6. Gower's having a bit of a sniff on the inside, but Stubbs manages to hold on to that P3. What a great battle we've got going on between these two as they try and chase Mika down. All the while, this is allowing Harry Poppins to get just that little bit closer to the two guys in front of him. Grasshopper as well, he's in there in 6th at the minute. P White in 7th. All of these guys catching up to the back of Stubbs, so it is still anybody's guess who's getting on the podium as Stubbs has a bit of a cheeky look up the inside at turn 12, but nothing doing there. Gower holding on to P3 as they head towards the chicane. It is going to be Stubbs who's going to slot in behind Gower. Harry Poppins now, look how close he is to Stubbs, and he's going to be thinking about making a move, isn't he? Stubbs on the medium tyres, Harry Poppins also on the medium tyres, Grasshopper on the medium, so evenly matched all the way through. Slipstream will come into the effect a little bit as they come around the final turn. Gower trying to get as close as he can. Grasshopper trying to get as close as he can to Harry Poppins, but Harry Poppins is going to pick up a bit of slip from Stubbs, who in turn is going to pick a little bit up from Gower. Now, we've said it on many occasions that the slipstream is absolutely pants at the minute in this game. It doesn't really kick in until we get towards the end, so it's not really going to benefit either of them. And no, they've all just slotted in, but what fantastic stuff between these 4 guys. Let's just have a look and see what's happening elsewhere. P White in P7. These guys battling up ahead is going to allow him to catch up, so if P White can get a bit of a hurry up, he may be able to catch up to the back of them. He is on the hard tyres, so he's got the mediums to look forward to. Bloomfield, I think the rest of the guys just behind P White now are all going to be on the hard tyres. We've got Bloomfield in 8th, all on his lonesome at the minute. We've got Silly Shot in 9th, also on those hard tyres. So is Dizzy. Brian Moncani has moved up into 11th. Dan Dan is in 12th, so something happened to Dan Dan. Race 1 winner. All on his lonesome. Then we've got Nathan 13th with Chuck down in 14th, so quite a bit of catching up for those guys. So I'm not quite sure what happened to them, and sorry we missed it. But Chuck, Nathan and Dan have all got a lot of catching up to do. They have got, well, Chuck's already made a pit stop. Ah, that's what's happened to Chuck. Chuck has already made a pit stop. Let's have a look. I think Nathan has, and yeah, there you go then. So then nothing's happened, they've just made a pit stop. And I missed that, sorry, I missed it. But yeah, Dan, Nathan and Chuck all out on the medium tyres now. So that was, the end of lap 6. We did say the end of lap 6, didn't we? As we follow Brian Moncarney through the chicane then. So the guys on the hard tyres then are going to start thinking about coming in and getting some of those tyres changed, as Brian Moncarney has a bit of a side sweep with the old barrier, but survived his ordeal and can carry on chasing Dizzy into the final turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up to the top and have a look and see how Paul is doing, because he has got quite a comfortable gap at the minute as Paul, so looking very comfortable for the win. He is on those medium tyres though, and let's have a look, they're down to about 40% now. Ooh, so I think it's going to be the fuel that is going to bring Paul into the pits. He's going to run those tyres until they're practically dead, isn't he? And why wouldn't you? So looking at increasing that lead. Pity we can't see what that lead is as Paul heads down towards turn 12 for the 8th time. I was going to look in the background, but then that bloody great big sign got in the way. Gower is in second at the minute, with Harry Poppins in third. So Harry Poppins made his way up into P3. Great stuff from Harry Poppins on the medium tyres. He has got Grasshopper for company, and Grasshopper really is not giving any breathing space to Harry Poppins at all, just trying to keep that pressure on, trying to force a mistake. And if the mistakes are going to come, it is usually through that section there, the chicane of death, it is, as it is affectionately known. So Grasshopper keeping the pressure on to these guys. Looking at the fuel, Harry Poppins is doing a lot better on the fuel than Grasshopper. Grasshopper has really been giving it the beans, hasn't he? And he's definitely going to be forced into the pits before Harry Poppins is, which could give Harry Poppins a breather. Stubbs, let's have a look. He's got a bit more fuel than Grasshopper as well now. Grasshopper usually very good at looking after his tyres and fuel, but maybe some hard racing has forced him to get his foot down just a little bit more than he would have liked. Let's have a look. Silly Shot in 6th. Still on those hard tyres, so he's not coming in yet. The guys behind him haven't they? The three at the back, Dan, Nath and Chuck, have all come in. So yeah, Silly Shot on the hard tyres. Who else is on the hard tyres? Dizzy is on the hard tyres. They've not decided to come in yet either. So maybe the end of this lap, which will give them, what, 6 laps on the mediums, which is more than enough. Or is it? I don't know. There is somewhere starting to appear on Dan's car there, on the tyres. Has he got in? Yeah, he should be okay. The medium guy should be okay. So that's the guys at the... Well, they are making their way through. So Dan has moved up into 9th. Nath is 10th, Chuck is 11th, Mika in 12th, he's obviously made a stop as well, so has PY, and so has Bloomfield, which is why is it not popping up on the graph on the left? I can't see who's pitting and who's not. Paul out in front, he's not thinking about a pit stop yet, he's going to keep going, plenty of wear in the tyres, just under quarter of a tank of fuel for Paul, but he's got a nice decent gap, hasn't he? Back to Gower sitting in second again. About the same for fuel for Gower. Harry Poppins, yeah, about the same. Oh, and there we go. Grasshopper is in. I did see that one. Grasshopper is in, and the fuel is what's forced Grasshopper in. So he has not been sparing the horses at all, and he's forced into the pits now on the medium tyres. So he's going to have to get some hard tyres put on. So it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Silly Shot round the final bend, and he's going to stay out. He's on the hard tyres. He's staying out. Now let's have a look and see if Dizzy is coming in. I think he is, the way he hugged that. Yeah, there we go. Dizzy is in to get rid of those hard tyres. He's going to get some medium boots on and get back out and try and get something out of this race. This gives Dan, Nath, Chuck the opportunity now to gain a few more places while those guys are in the pit. So Dan goes through and into 7th, Nath up into 8th, Grasshopper, he's coming back out in 9th, just ahead of Chuck. Although he's going to have cold, hard tyres on, he's going to have to just be careful through the next couple of turns. Chuck in 10th, with Mika in 11th. P. White in 12th, Bloomfield 13th, and Dizzy still in the pits getting some fuel. Now then, when is Paul going to come in, our race leader? As he goes through the chicane, you can just see in the map there, I think Dizzy is just on his way out now. So Paul, as he approaches turn 17, the final turn, the fuel light is on, which would indicate he's got about a lap to a lap and a half left. Now then, is Paul going to stay to the right-hand side? Yes, he is, just avoids that white line. So race leader is in, Gower in second position. He's going to stay out. Harry Poppins, oh, now then, Harry Poppins, he did cut that line, which is, I think, why he's dived back out again. So Harry Poppins went to go into the pits. In fact, let's just go back and we'll show you what we mean. You do get a penalty if you cross the white line. Now then, I'm not sure if this is intentional because Stubbs is not really close enough, I don't think, for a dummy. So I think Harry Poppins thought about coming into the pits, couldn't quite get over far enough, quick enough, realised he was going to get a 3-second penalty, and pulls back onto the track and carries on going. Does move up into P2, but I do think Harry Poppins wanted to pit that lap. Paul still in, he's just going to be coming out. Oh, he's getting some fuel now. God, you're in the pits a long while. Stubbs is in, a silly shot. Surely he's going to come in now. He's got damage to the front right. Now then, can he avoid that white line as well? Yes, he can. So silly shot is in to the pits. Brian Moncarney, he's going to follow him surely. Yeah, Brian Moncarney is in. Dandan already pitted. Around the final turn goes Dandan. So a good gain at a few places here again for Dandan, as he comes up to cross the line and start at lap 11. So Dandan up into 4th now. So race 1 winner up into 4th. Stubbs out of the pits as Nath goes flying by. So Stubbs rejoins in 6th position. Grasshopper, having made his stop, he's into 7th. Then we've got Chuck in 8th. He's having a fantastic battle with Mika as Mika has a look at the inside as they get to turn 2 and 3. It is Chuck. A bit of door bashing going on as they go through that chicane. Chuck, he's not going to give that place up very easily, is he? As he fights off Mika as they come through turns 4 and 5 now, heading towards turn 6. Mika, I think he thought about having a look, did he, up the inside, and then backed out as Chuck goes through and heads down towards turn 7 and the grandstand. This is fantastic. This is what the crowd want to see. At the minute, it is Chuck holding on to P8. Mika in P9. We'll jump on board, shall we, with Mika as we follow Chuck through the S section, heading down now as they go across the brow of the hill and turn 11. You can see our race leaders are in. Gower and Harry Poppins into the pits, and hopefully Harry Poppins got it right this time. Let's come out of there then. So as we go up, let's have a look. It is Paul who is just approaching the final turn. You can see the fuel now going into the cars of Gower and Harry Poppins. Is Paul going to retake the lead? He should do. How much fuel is Gower and Harry Poppins going to put in as Paul crosses the line to start lap 12? I think that's it for Gower. He's put, is it 50 litres in? He starts his way out the pits, man. He's going to be close, and I think Paul is just about going to get ahead. He has. So Paul regains the lead of this race, but Gower is a lot closer now. He is on those hard tyres, and they are going to be cold for the next couple of turns, so he's got to try and get some heat into them. Paul is out also on the hard tyres, but he has had a lap to try and warm them up, so he's going to be at a slight advantage now over Gower. Dandan has moved up into 3rd as he tries to overtake Harry Poppins. Harry Poppins rejoins after this pit stop in 4th. Dandan on the medium tyres moves up into P3. Harry Poppins in P4. He's got Nath alongside of him. What a fantastic battle is brewing here as Nath on the medium tyres, Harry Poppins on those hard tyres, almost side by side as they go through the S section. Harry Poppins just holding on to P4, but Nath has not finished yet. Nath is still having another go. He still fancies getting this job done before they get to the chicane. I'm sure that's what he's thinking. He wants to get by Harry Poppins before they hit that chicane. At the minute though, Harry Poppins just bending him off as they go around turn 12. The tight right-hander heading towards that chicane, and Nath, if you're going to make your move, you need to hurry up and do it now. But I think Harry Poppins is just about going to hold on to that P4 as they go into the chicane, so Nath has to slot in behind him. But what a great battle we've got brewing between these two. Nath on the better rubber as Harry Poppins has come out on those cold hard tyres, but what a fantastic job he's doing. Nath all over the back of him, and they're catching up to the back of Dandan actually as Nath has a look at the inside at turn 17. Now then, can Nath hold on to it? Still side by side. Oh, as Harry Poppins gets the power down just ahead of Nath. What a brilliant attempt that was by Nath. Nice and clean. No contact between either of them. This is a fantastic racing from the Ultimate Racing League. I really don't want to leave these guys alone, but we've got to have a look and see what's happening elsewhere, as these two are getting closer to Dan Dan. Dan Dan really does need to keep an eye on the mirror, as Harry Poppins and Nath just fighting it out, and they're going at it again as they go through the chicane. Nath really does fancy his chances. He is on the medium tyres, so he has got the better rubber on each corner, but Harry Poppins, what a fantastic defending job he's doing. Through the S section they go, and down the hill. We are going to have a look and see what's happening elsewhere. Stubbs is in 6th, he's loving it, while these two guys ahead of him are battling away. Stubbs is creeping up to the back of them, and oh, well, he was. Oh, that's the commentator's curse. I do apologise, Mr. Stubbs, as well, I don't know, I'm apologising. You're the one that drove over the over the curb, but there you go. Yeah, it's only because I said. Did well to get back on track, though, did Stubbs. So great car control, actually. That could have been a lot worse. Let's just have a quick look behind him then. We've got Mika currently holding on to P7. Chuck chasing him down in P8. Then we've got Bloomfield in 9th. P White in 10th. These guys all a little bit spread out. Grasshopper in 11th. Silly Shot in 12th. Brian Moncani and Dizzy. So all these guys pretty spread out now. Paul still out in front with the gap. I think he's pretty much maintaining that gap back to Gower. Gower will pick up a very slight bit of slipstream in from Paul, but not enough to actually get him onto the back of him before they get to any of these turns. So Gower on the hard tyres, the same as Paul. So yeah, equally matched as we head into the chicane for the 14th time. Let's just have a look elsewhere. Dan Dan holding on to P3. The gap there between himself and Harry Poppins, but I'm not surprised. Harry Poppins having a fantastic battle with Nath. They have calmed down just a little bit. Nath is still there within touching distance, but yeah, they're calming down. Maybe they're gonna they're just taking a breather before they start again, and Nath right up the chuff of Harry Poppins again. Let's just have a look and see what's happening. Well, we've got the same battle here. We've got Stubbs in P6, we've got Mika in 7th, and we've got Chuck in 8th. So a three-way battle now taking place for P6. Either one of these guys can take this as they follow each other through the S section. It is Chuck currently sitting in 8th. Oh, look at Mika. Let's have a look from Chuck's point of view. We're going to follow Chuck down the hill as Stubbs and Mika almost side by side. Stubbs has got the inside line. Chuck is coming up around the outside. Is he? No, Chuck's going to try the old cutback. Mika goes very deep. Stubbs couldn't quite get the power down without the back end twitching. And look at Chuck. That's a famous, infamous YouTuber says, through goes Chuck. Oh, what a great move from Chuck, and Stubbs and Mika just left licking their wounds there. It was Mika that went very deep into the turn, and I think that may have actually unsettled Stubbs. He couldn't quite get the power down. The back end went all twitchy, and Chuck just slipped on through. But now we have Mika and Stubbs fighting it out. Come on, cameraman, catch up. Side by side, and Bloomfield's got involved as well. So Bloomfield, he's following Stubbs through. Let's jump on board, shall we? We're going to go on board with Bloomfield. Bloomfield has decided to follow Stubbs through and pick up his slipstream. Now then, as we enter into the chicane then, for the 15th time, there is nowhere for Bloomfield to go. He's just got to bide his time and wait for these two to make a mistake. Quick look behind, no pressure from P White behind, so Bloomfield can concentrate on what's happening in front of him as we go through turns 4 and 5, up towards turn 6. This tight right-hander, hard on the brakes, then back on the power as early as you possibly can. And Stubbs really giving Mika to think about, isn't he? Let's just have a look, see what's happening elsewhere. Grasshopper in 11th, Silly Shot, Brian Moncani and Dizzy down there. Paul. Now then, Paul Gallows caught Paul up. And what a race we've got now for the win. It is Paul out in front with Gower sniffing all around the rear end of Paul's Jag. There is nothing to separate these two as they go through the chicane. Oh, as you slam across those curbs, you can see the car getting really unsettled but both of them managed to get through there unscathed. And it is still Paul leading Gower. Now then, Gower needs a really good exit out of this final turn. He can maximise the slipstream before they get to that chicane, because that is where you've got to get the move done. As Gower has a look. Now then, Gower gets himself on the inside as they head towards turn 1. It is still full throttle through this turn. They are side by side. No, Gower gets in front. Paul slots in behind to try and pick up the slipstream. Now then, is Paul going to have a look at the inside? No, he's not. He's just going to sit there. He's decided he's just going to let Gower go through this one in. Paul's going to follow him. So Gower takes over the lead of this race. Both on the hard tyres. And Paul slots in behind him to take up P2. Paul has led for the majority of this race. And what a great race he's had as well. We are on the final lap and things are hotting up. Let's have a look a bit further down. Dan in P3, got the fuel light flashing, but he won't be that bothered. It is the final lap. Look at that view in the background. Then we've got Nath in 4th. He's had a good weekend, hasn't he? Got himself on the podium in race 1, and looks like he's going to get P4 in race 2. So well done to Nath, a great weekend for him. Harry Poppins, what a race he's had as well, up into 5th. And well, he's under no pressure from behind, so it does look like Harry Poppins could take 5th. Chuck is in 6th at the minute. I'm just looking at the map at the right. I don't want to miss the finishers this time around. Mika in 7th, Stubbs in 8th. Everybody, oh, I'm going to say they calm down now, but it's not. It's Stubbs and Bloomfield still fighting it out to the very end. We're just going to stick with these guys as we go through the chicane. Then we're going to have to go, oh, it's getting a bit touchy-feely. Neither of them wants to give in, but somebody's going to have to. There we go. Stubbs has to give in to Bloomfield, and Bloomfield gets through the chicane, and that is the all-important one. Getting through that chicane ahead of your rival. Let's have a look at the top as we come across. Gower finishes the race ahead of Paul, so well done to Gower, well done to Paul, well done to Dan, another podium for him. Nath across the line in 4th, well done to Nath. Harry Poppins takes 5th. Chuck, a great race from Chuck, he takes 6th. Mika in 7th. Stubbs and Bloomfield still fighting it out to the very end. Stubbs in 8th, Bloomfield 9th. Silly Shot will cross the line just ahead of Grasshopper. I think it is going to be a race to the finish. Is Grasshopper going to pull out? No, he's not. So Silly Shot 10th, Grasshopper 11th. P White will cross the line in 12th. You really do need to start flashing your lights, guys, when you cross the line. Dizzy in 13th. With Brian Moncani, a weekend to forget. He's even run out of fuel as well, so he'll be on the phone to the AA to bring him some fuel out. So Brian Moncani will eventually cross the line in 14th. Well, what a great couple of races we've had here at Dragon Trail Seaside in Croatia. Fantastic stuff from the guys. I hope you've enjoyed these races. If you have, please remember to hit that like button, and if you've not already subscribed, do me a favour and hit that button as well. We will be back next week. It is going to be a fantastic race next week. We're going to be at Suzuka, if I can get my words out, Suzuka, and we're promised a bit of rain for race 2, so looking forward to that one. Thanks for watching. I shall catch you all next time round.